Music.
Now, the term Latino generally refers to all all people of Latin American birth or heritage, okay, who live in the United States. From Hispanos in New Mexico, some of whom can trace their roots back to the 17th century, to recent arrivals from Guatemala, who live the best they can in the canyons of northern San Diego County. So there's just really a very, very diverse group. Now, there are over 54 million Latinos in this country. 64% are Mexican, 9.4% are Puerto Rican, and 3.7% are Cuban. They represent over 3/4 of the Latino population in the United States. Now, many Latinos have Native American roots, while others can trace their heritage to the rich contributions of people from West Africa, men and women who often came to this country in chains. Still others descended from Spain and diverse European countries. And in time, they combined their particular, the particular experiences, and these particular communities come together in the Americas in the process that has been well documented as mestizaje, the blending of Spanish, African, and indigenous peoples. Or as Puerto Rican poet Aurora Levens Morales has aptly surmised, quote, "I am new. History made me. My first language was Spanglish. I was born at the crossroads, and I am whole." She organized the thriving cigar workers who had militant work cultures of Cubans, Italians, Puerto Ricans, and Spaniards. And they worked together, and they actually had very strong union and strong ethnic associations. They gave, cross-ethnicity in 1895. Ybor City, who had people of all colors contributing their wages, savings, and jewelry for the cause of independence. However, what happens with these is color. If you're a Cuban, it doesn't matter. If you're first generation and you're working in cigar, your color doesn't matter. You're Cubano, and you work together. Second generation becomes different because the color line in the Jim Crow South, where you had Afro-Cubans their children becoming much more allied with African Americans. So it's not surprising that they would, because of the Jim Crow color line, they would develop greater affiliation and kinship with them. And Afro-Latinos have confronted the color line at every turn. Linda Delgado has written a wonderful biography of an Afro-Cuban civil rights leader in the early decades of the 20th century, a man by the name of Jesus Colon. And she has the best quote ever, because well, how do you decide, how do people identify? She has one sentence that I think really explains it all, and I quote, "Unlike Arthur Schomburg, Colon saw himself as a Puerto Rican man who happened to be black, while Schomburg identified as a black man who happened to be Puerto Rican." And indeed, families which had been far too long neglected. Now, often, you read your history textbooks. Do you find out about Santa Fe, that was founded in 1610? San Antonio, 1718. Los Angeles is the latecomer at 1781. No, someone said, well, why is that happens? Why don't we know about this in our textbooks? Well, often, teachers have a finite time and space to devote to the colonial era. So they place an understandable emphasis on the 13 British colonies as the foreground to the American Revolution. But such logic should not preclude discussions of other European settlers, notably the Spanish and the French. And remember, people arrived in St. Augustine 4 decades before the English people arrived in Jamestown. Another explanation is, okay, people have limited time and space. Another reason is other scholars have argued that it's the Black Legend. Okay, I learned the Black Legend when I was in grade school. Black Legend goes like this: the English came to settle and the Spanish came to conquer. Okay, they were the worthy settlers, right? They came to settle. At the same time, the Westminster School District, of which I have looked at their records in January 1945, they referred to the problem of the complaint from the Mexican-speaking peoples was discussed at length. It's interesting, the Mexican-speaking peoples. But at the same school board meeting, they voted to let Japanese American children return to the white school, kids who are coming back from internment. So it's kind of like this really, schizophrenic kind of school board. CMAS faculty and staff. I've had an incredible time. I don't think I've ever been treated in such a royal fashion. You're doing such incredible work. Your students are amazing. I hope you get more members. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Alma, Christina, William. Everyone has just been just amazing. Thank you, Janet, for the incredible design of the poster. I've had a fabulous time, and I hope you continue to grow and to reach students, and to help UT Arlington be a place where all people feel at home and feel like this is a place where they can achieve their dreams. Gracias.